He's come around so quick. The first fight was obviously cancelled because Beterbiev wasn't available. Dmitry had the benefit of that fight as well. I think that's going to help him. But it's a complete 50-50 fight. Bivol, the master boxer, and Artur Beterbiev, just a destruction machine. Very powerful, incredible fighter. Two of the very best in the sport going at it.
Artur's obviously had his success against British fighters in the past with Anthony Yarde and obviously your man Callum Smith. How confident are you that Dmitry Bivol, in a matchroom sense, will be able to get one back?
Listen, it's a very tough fight. I believe he's the slight favourite in the fight because I just feel like skill-wise he's a better fighter than Artur Beterbiev. But we've seen time and time again, sometimes Artur can lose rounds, but he just hunts you down. Will Dmitry be able to gain the respect? Will he be able to outbox him for the duration of the fight without getting cut off and caught up? It's a very tough task, but if anyone can beat Artur Beterbiev, it is Dmitry Bivol.
Oh man, you probably see so many interviews I've changed, swapped and changed. I was so strong on Beterbiev. I said Beterbiev will probably stop him. But now I've gone back to Bivol, and I think Bivol's just a young, fresher. He stayed active. He can fight close, he can fight long, and his fitness is good, so I'll probably edge towards more Bivol.
Don't know. I have no idea. I think that's again a quality fight. One that I'm really, really excited about. I think Beterbiev, his strength and ferocity is something else. Strength in particular, like so strong, so tough, so rugged. Bivol's a bit more kind of fleet-footed, doesn't punch as hard. Great mover though. I don't know. I'll leave that a bit closer. I don't know who's going to win that fight. If you put a gun to my head now, I would probably favour Beterbiev.
I'm Team Bivol all the way. I love him too much to go against him now, but that is just... I know people are saying this is fight of the year, right? Undisputed heavyweight title fight, I get it. But Bivol Beterbiev is the fight of the year. There's no two ways about it. Because this is guaranteed, no arguments, number one versus number two. Like number three, so far in the distance, I don't even know who number three is. This is an astoundingly good fight between two incredible fighters, two different styles. You've got Bivol, that's a slick back foot fighter that can be aggressive. You've got Beterbiev, who's just a wrecking machine.
Oh, it's a great fight, Andy. I'm really looking forward to watching that one. And, it's a tough fight to call because we've seen both these fighters shine so much, and obviously the win against Canelo for Bivol was obviously the highlight of his career, and he boxed so well that night. And then Beterbiev, we know that he's knocked every opponent out he's ever faced, so it's going to be a great fight. I think I'm going to lean slightly towards Beterbiev with his punching power late on in the fight. But as I say, like Joshua Dubois, I wouldn't, you couldn't say who's going to win. I mean, Bivol's got all the ability in the world, and, it's definitely a 50-50 fight.
Bivol Beterbiev, can't pick him at the moment. I'm going with Bivol on points at the moment, but if Beterbiev stands there and lands, it's a good night for Vienna.
I think Beterbiev. Yeah, I think Beterbiev, and only because when I was in Vegas, I was with somebody that sparred him, and he said, "Oh my God, that dude is." He said, "Man, sparring with him 4 rounds is like fighting 20 rounds. Like he's just a monster." He was like, "Man, I think he sparred with him and Bivol. He was like, man, he was like, man, Beterbiev is a absolute killer. He's a monster." So I would lean towards Beterbiev.
I can't see past Beterbiev, but Bivol's quality. He's really, really good. He's technically very good. I just think, having seen Beterbiev up close a couple of times now, I think I side with Beterbiev, and I think he'll eventually get to him. But again, it's not a foregone conclusion by any stretch.
People in the gym, out here on the street in New York, they actually asked me a lot about that fight, and I think it's a really good fight. And 50-50, I can't really pick a winner, to be honest. I think it's really hard. I think one thing that could be in Bivol's advantage is that Beterbiev has had some injuries, and he just had a big injury that he's coming off of. So that could play in Bivol's favor a little bit, but I think it's going to be a great fight. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Bivol, I think, wins that fight. I think he's got youth. Yes, I did. Yeah, I think that he's just got youth on his side. And, um, Beterbiev has been a Mack truck running into other smaller trucks, other big trucks. And those kind of collisions, they will catch up to you at some point. I talked about it with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. We just talked about the mileage. The mileage that Bivol has is just different from the mileage that Beterbiev has. So I think Bivol wins. We'll see. Bivol can be touched. So, but is Beterbiev fast enough?
Ross, I just believe Beterbiev or Beterbiev that you called him is on better form. Bivol looked really good when he boxed Canelo, and then he's kind of just been inactive a little bit and didn't look as good in his last one, and he sort of laboured it. I think you haven't had Beterbiev looked a bit fragile and a little bit flat just before he boxed Callum Johnson. Then Callum Johnson dropped him. Like around that time, he wasn't looking at his best, and now he's really he's come into his own. And people might say that Anthony Yarde fight was a competitive fight. It wasn't really. He just took his foot off the gas, and then boxed in burst. I think he was very within himself for that fight. And then Callum Smith Callum's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. So to do that to Callum Smith, he's on great form.
It's just a great fight. It's two really terrific technicians. They both have power. I do think that it's logical to accord to Beterbiev an edge in punching power. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to win the fight. The Bivol who outboxed Canelo Alvarez, supremely confident, in command of his craft, able to choose other options besides the ones right in front of him to continue succeeding in the late rounds, he could win that fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Can't wait to see it.
Man, this is an awesome fight. Stylistically, this fight, the walk forward fighter against the guy that just keeps cutting angles, it's awesome. As a boxing fan and, the science of the sport, there's a little hype around the heavyweights because they hit so hard. But this, as a chess match and as as the science of the boxing sports, this is a great fight. This is a great matchup. And I'm honestly honoured to be a part of such a huge fight like this. You know what I mean? Any real boxing fan that knows the styles and, the statistics and stuff like that, this fight's massive. So it's good to be here.
I have everything to be undisputed. Many people has good skills to be. You need to work also on it. You have to believe always on it. You have discipline yourself with your daily plans, with your trainings. And I was trying to do all of it to be calm and to look at myself in the mirror before the fight and go in the ring with good feelings.
You're a very unique fighter with your style, Dmitry. What advantages do you feel that you hold over Artur Beterbiev?
I don't know about if I could tell that I have just better speed or better movement or something else. I'm the fighter who has enough power, enough speed, enough movement, enough boxing technique, IQ, and I can sometimes use my speed more, movements, or this is I describe myself that which is good.